Welcome back to Force Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Mullen. Now, for Mullen here, we did talk about it multiple times before, and this stock has taken a bit of a beating since it jumped up to around $4. Now, it's still not down towards the 52-week low. The 52-week low is around 50 cents, and we're around more than 100% or 100% above there. Now, for this company here, Mullen, it's an EV company, and it has different products. It has the Dragonfly, it has the Mullen 5, it has fleet vans, it has battery, and they have their own manufacturing system. Now, we do have some recent news, and I did cover this one quite extensively before, so I'm not going to go through from point zero, but rather than just take a look into the updates and a bit of technical analysis. So there has been some news. Now, the Buzz EV news features Mullen Automotive in what's Mullen at 5 and what's next for EV makers. Now, this is kind of basically nothing but more than just a PR where it kind of tries to mention a bit more about Mullen 5 and the crossover and a bit more about asking Q&As for the CEO. So if you would like to check it out, I believe there is additional links towards this one where you can find the entire article. So it says it can actually be found here, but overall, it's kind of the same thing, nothing new that you don't know already about. Now, back in 21st of April, they mentioned that they're going to conduct the solid-state polymer battery cell testing with leading independent facility, the Battery Innovation Center in Indiana. Now, testing to support a solid-state polymer battery cell, which scaled to the vehicle pack level at 150 kilowatt-hour equivalent, can deliver over 600 miles of range on a full charge of Mullen. Now, the Mullen 5 EV crossover is going to be announced the testing results for the Mullen EV 5 crossover, but the Mullen company itself is going to announce the test results in early May 2022. So there is going to be a bunch of things that are going to be tested. So the constant current discharge test, which is a test to determine the efficiency for the capacity of a test using a very reputable standard conditions. And the peak power test, which is the purpose of this test, is to determine the sustained 30-second discharge power capacity of a battery at 2 or 3 or 2/3 of its OCV at each of the various depths of the discharge, DOD. Now, constant power discharge test, the purpose of testing is to perform a sequence of constant power discharges and charging cycles that define the voltage versus power behavior of battery as a function of depth of discharge. Again, DOD. This testing characterizes the ability of a battery to provide sustained discharge over a range of power levels representative of electrical vehicle applications. Now, constant power discharges are similar to constant speed vehicle operations in their effectiveness on a battery. So, just give you a bit of a notice here, back in 2013, the Battery Innovation Center mission is focused on promoting the rapid developments, testing, and commercializations, and advanced learning of safe and reliable high performance and lightweight energy storage systems for commercial, defense, academic partners, and industry. Now, BIC is going to be doing these tests, and we're going to be hearing back early on this May, so in the next couple of weeks or so, about the results for this battery technology. And if it does passes, I do expect that this would be a very bullish point for the company, but it could be baked into the price at this current point. Now, other than that, they do have other news, but we're not going to go through it. The company itself has had a lot of different interest in retail on Twitter and other places that retail, for instance, Reddit, that they communicate. So far, it looks like it's still somewhat bullish. In terms of institutional buyers, what we get to see is that there are some companies here that still hold strong. Pfizer, Terran have more than doubled, 160% their position back in the third month of the year, so March. And you're looking as well into April, JDR and TDR added some positions, around $15 million combined. Sosa Holdings back in March as well, 19 million shares, and Dawbridge Investments around 11. And what you get to see is that even with a bit of a drop, you're still getting to see that institutional buyers appear to be adding, coming up all the way to the end of April. I mean, we still haven't really hit much of May, but all throughout April, there's been a lot of additions for the stock, and that's definitely bullish. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave notification buttons on for this channel. And don't forget to drop the like button. You can join our Discord if you'd like in the description below. And let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, Mullen has gone through a lot. The moving averages kind of bounce between back and forth currently, and unfortunately, we're back into the bearish zone of the moving averages. 30 EMA is currently above 10 SMA, which is between 193 and 145 respectively. 50 SMA is at 183, and the stock price is below all these prices, or averages. The ADX is sitting at 2253, suggesting more of a negative kind of trend direction, but it's kind of still bouncing a little bit up. William percent R, which is a relative strength index similar to that index, it's currently showing a highly oversold perspective, meaning there's more supplying or more suppliers than there is demand. So there's that going for it. The MACD is currently going towards the positive side. It's currently reversing, and that is actually a bullish thing that you're actually seeing. The stock is currently reversing. It's attempting to basically break out of that curse, and hopefully we see that. Momentum is currently still negative, a negative 1.15, so that's a negative trend for it, but it's still somewhat getting closer towards that zero level. Now, going on towards stochastic fast and stochastic slow, it's currently at the zero level. And what you're seeing now, because it's on the zero level, of course, this stock is somewhat on a good price to pay based on this, or good price to buy for under the stochastic kind of flow level, and it's currently indicating that it's leveling down and it might be accumulating for the next run. Now, the moving average bands are between 221 and 181, with the Bollinger bands being between 319 and 83 cents. So there's still room there. The stock is trading closer to the Bollinger bands, but the moving average bands are going downwards, so it is somewhat of a downward trend if you kind of use just the moving average bands. However, on Fibonacci retracements, there is quite a significant array. You're able to see 415 as the first resistance on the Fibonacci retracements that failed to break back on the 21st of March, then 640, 821, 1003, 1262, and 1591, with the support being at 52 cents. Now, from just the price line action, you're able to see that there is a support coming down at 128, 107, 73 cents, and 52 cents. From a resistance perspective, 142, 168, 221, going higher to 273, 301, going higher to 325, and then higher to around 365, 399, 451, 501, 548, 593, going higher to 636 and 705. So there is a lot of different levels above this stock price. Now, this stock price, if we were just to take consideration from the 418 as a Fibonacci retracements and going all the way down to around the 52 cents, there is a few levels. The first resistance technically for this one would be 138, followed by 192, 235, 278, 340, and 418, with the support being of 52 cents. Now comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? There's been a lot of news about this one. There's been a lot of attention about this one, and it had its run between 52 cents and around $4. So that is a really good return. Now, currently it's cooling down 132. The question is whether it's going to go down below $1 again or going to accumulate. And in my own opinion, if you're in this stock anymore, trading is going to be a lot harder. If you're in this for the long run, you might actually get a good return on your money, but really you're betting on a company's success. And I cannot tell you whether a company will be successful or not without being an insider, and that would be insider trading. So from my own perspective, from what I see, this company could be very much on track to bring in the long term a lot of money. But whether the management itself will successfully get there, that's a question that they will have to show us by proving their effectiveness. Now, there's currently the news about the testing for the batteries. We're waiting on that, and that's the next catalyst. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to put it down in the comments below. Sure, subscribe and like, and have a wonderful day.